watching interest rates.
Nobody here?
So rates have quickly been rising. And I think if you pay attention to the news and the economy and what led to them being so low and what's happening now, it makes sense, sort of. It's not ideal. Are you leveraging that? What are you doing with your buyers and your sellers right now with that information? Are you using that in your discussions with your clients and to encourage people to move on, to get off the fence, or sellers to come back? And so how?
Well, I tell my clients that, you know, interest rates as well as prices are going up. So the longer they wait, obviously the higher their monthly payment's going to be, the more they're going to pay for the house. With inventory being low, some of them want to wait until, you know, certain houses hit the market. And as we know, most houses are moving pretty fast. But again, the longer they wait, prices are higher, interest rates are higher. It just means more money every month and less they qualify for it typically.
Over the past 2 weeks, I've called my sellers several times for price reductions. If we're priced too high, they were thinking they were going to buy at 3.75 or 4% or whatever, and they weren't as motivated now that I explained to them what the new house is going to cost because they've waited to get to the right price. Now they're starting to do a price reduction, see the price where it should be.
It's kind of the same thing I've had to do with listings. Probably 50% of my listings are also the buyer, or they're moving on to buy. So for the money that they need to reduce to be able to go on and buy, they're probably still going to be ahead if they reduce their house because they're going to not be able to buy as much house now. And also we're having trouble with the fact that the price range that they were in has already been starting to drop for them because they were pushing their envelope.
I had a situation just last night where we were on our fourth counter. Buyer's agent sent it over to me at 7 p.m. and told me I had 2 hours to accept it, decline it, counter it. And my client wanted to walk, and I said, here's the deal. You guys have been on the market for 83 days. Right now we are $7,000 apart. I went through the math and showed them exactly with interest rates today. If they wait, we're going to be on the market for another 2 months. I guarantee it. The house needs updates. It's a great offer. And he didn't want to take it. But when I was able to show him, okay, we can go do the updates to your house and get the price that you want, or we can go ahead and accept this offer and I can get you the interest rate that you want on the next house. Your buying power is so much bigger on that side. He ended up calling me back at 8:46 and saying, okay, fine, just take it, we're done. And I'm showing him houses tonight. So, should work.
It was the fourth month. Everybody was frustrated. We were done. When you're that far apart, it's like either, take it or leave it.
Right. Okay, let's talk about how you are organized. Are you a team? Do you have an assistant? Do you have a licensed assistant? Do you have other agents on your team? And talk about how you got to that. At what point in your career did you decide this is crazy, I need help? Did you start? I think you started out on a team. Maybe you started with an assistant. So talk about that. How did you get going when you first started? What decisions led you to bring somebody on?
I'm an agent for myself, or by myself, and I started off that way. I do have an assistant that works 15 hours a week, doing my expired campaign, cleaning up files, keeping things organized because I'm not very good at that. I came to the realization that I needed some help when I wasn't in the office as much because I was out meeting with people, showing houses, listing presentations. And it was things that still needed to be done. You know, the expired campaign was something that was productive for me, but I didn't have time to fill out envelopes, put stamps on envelopes, and send those out. So got again an assistant 15 hours a week that does things like that for me.
I started using an assistant about 2 years ago, and it was more project work, getting my database cleaned up, getting some forms created, and tasks that I just did not want to do, and I wanted to do for 3 or 4 years, just never started, so they never got finished. And now that's transitioned into some more daily tasks that she helps out on. But I handle all phone calls to clients. I think we only get so many touches with that client, so I don't want to hand those off to someone that they've never met. So I handle all of the interaction with the client. But now she handles SID forms, DocuSigns, stuff like that. And then post-closing, follow up with adding to the database, scanning all the files in. I never did those things, so my files just grew. And I use Dropbox, so having all those documents put in Dropbox for me saves a lot of time. She's there 20 hours a week. And to help leverage to keep her there, so she's looking for another job, she's also working for 2 or 3 other agents in the office, 2 hours here, 10 hours there, so she's still at a 35, 40-hour week. So some job security for her so that she doesn't leave and have to retrain everything else. That's how.
I brought on my first assistant at 2 years because I just felt like the paperwork and all the mundane stuff was just really taking up so much time that I would do it at 1 or 2 in the morning, and just felt like I wasn't doing my real job. And I've had an assistant now for a 2-year period, and she's still with me. It is actually my mom, and it's been a great thing to have work with the family. My business is basically all family. Just grew that way because it just was I needed to grow. A person in my family was a perfect fit. So my mom and my assistant had to move to Kentucky. Said she'd fill in for me for a month. It's been almost 18 months. So she's doing awesome. My assistant is there to do everything that I would have to sit at the desk and do. So if I can be out and talk to people, I myself do. I don't let anybody else talk to my clients unless it's something I can't get right back to them because I feel that's very important. So on my voicemail, it does say, if you need something right away, call my assistant, and she'll text me and say, you need to talk to this person. But I just feel if you can talk to them in some way with somebody within 5 minutes, that you're going to get a better contact, and your clients will appreciate you more too if they don't feel like you're ignoring them. I have a transaction coordinator, which is also my daughter's boyfriend. And he came from the background, and they were coming to Indianapolis at the time. I thought, gosh, I can't handle these files anymore. So now he helps me with that, so I don't have to deal with the transaction continuing to close in regards to making sure I'm on deadline. And then I have now have 2 buyer's agents because I felt that I love listings, and by doing buyers and listings, I wasn't giving the listings that I need, their attention. So that's my team. I also feel that my team is my vendors, my mortgage, my title, that I know that when I need anything done or a question quick, that if I've worked with these people and they know I'm going to continue to refer them business, they will answer my phone call, and they know I'm not going to talk to them and chit chat. I'm going to ask them a 2-minute question maybe, or a 30-second question. And I know that when I transfer my people over to that team, that they're going to get taken care of.
I have a challenge with control and giving it up. So, I know. So I did end up getting basically an administrative assistant last year. She did a phenomenal job. She did all of my, basically I do a ton of internet marketing. So she was handling my Facebook fan page, all of my different accounts. I do have a personal website that I started trying to teach myself the SEO and how to get that optimized and get myself pulled in, and I realized it was completely something I was not going to spend my time on. However, I ended up selling her house in March, and she moved to Columbus, Ohio. She's back with me, and she's doing it from Ohio now. So I did just bring on my first buyer's agent. She is actually getting her license right now, and I'm excited to bring her aboard and see what I can produce this year with having someone else with me.
I wanted to say one of my buyer's agents is my daughter.